Did you know that as Canadians, 1 in 4 of us is expected to be diagnosed with clinical depression during our lifetime? Depression is one of the world's most serious public health issues, and like most public health issues, the best way of dealing with depression is to prevent it. My research asks, what if the solution to preventing depression lies not only at an individual level, but beyond? What if the solution was in the streets of our neighborhoods? My name is Alexandra, and in my master's thesis, I answer the question of how neighborhoods affect mental health. To answer this question, I look to existing neighborhood-level studies, as well as census and health survey data from all cities across Canada. What I found was really interesting. There are 3 features of neighborhoods that affect mental health. The first is the social environment. People living in neighborhoods with strong social ties and vibrant communities tend to be less depressed. The second feature is the physical environment. People living in neighborhoods where the trash is picked up, where the streets are well lit, and where people feel safe enough to go outside and ride a bicycle tend to be less depressed. The third feature is the economic environment. People living in low-income neighborhoods are consistently more depressed than people living in more affluent areas. This is a big deal. This means that potentially, by improving the social, physical, and economic environments of neighborhoods, we can prevent depression on a very large scale. So what next? Do we just pour money into low-income neighborhoods in Canada? Maybe not. In fact, when I look at Canadian data, I see that residents living in low-income neighborhoods that become more affluent through time, they experience more psychological distress. Why? Because when neighborhoods become more affluent, costs of living go up. And when more affluent residents move in, long-term residents start to feel excluded from the communities they used to know so well. So what now? Well, better strategies might be to invest in social spaces and physical infrastructure like parks and community centers, all the while protecting those residents that are economically vulnerable. If we're going to prevent depression at a large scale at a neighborhood level, we need to take into account the social, the physical, and the economic all at once. Thank you for your attention.